All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Ethereum and how it could flip Bitcoin and how it's changing the game. I'm just going to give you 4 pointers, some of the main ones of why I think Ethereum could explode in value and possibly flip Bitcoin. It's not the only 4, but these are my top 4. So first, we're going to go with demand. So Ethereum has so much demand. There's so many different protocols building on it. You got DeFi, you got farms, you have exchanges, everything is trading on it. I mean, they even build DEXs and wallets like software wallets like MetaMask to be built on the Ethereum network because that's how you can trade on. Out of all the tokens that are in existence, there's about 6,200 projects built on the Ethereum network. All the rest of them have their own blockchains. That's how big Ethereum is. If you guys are wondering how are they getting all this demand, well, they're one of the first movers. Just like Bitcoin is the first mover, there's no other cryptocurrency that is similar to Bitcoin that matches up. In fact, one that is literally the sister of Bitcoin is Litecoin, and it's way behind in value, not even close. The second thing we're going to look at is investors' demand. In just Q2 of 2020, this was 2 months ago. This was before it even received a lot of demand. But Grayscale Bitcoin was 57 million. Ethereum was 10 million. And then obviously you have your X Bitcoin, which are all the other altcoins. But Ethereum is big enough to have its own status or investment on the protocol with Grayscale. So there's tons of investors piling in. And what do people do when they say, oh man, Bitcoin's so high, man, it's not going to go up anymore? They go to the next big one, which is Ethereum. Now that Bitcoin has taken off to the moon, now Ethereum is still sleeping in the dust right now. It hasn't even hit its all-time high yet. Its all-time high was around 1420 or 1440, depending on which exchange you look at. But look, it's ready to pop. It's ready to go. I mean, it's got so many protocols built on it, way more than it did back here. Back here is when it hit its all-time high. It didn't have any of these protocols. In fact, around this time, no, I'd say maybe around 2019, or actually late early 2020. That's when we started getting a lot of DeFi protocols built on the Ethereum network. And in order to participate in DeFi, what do you have to do? Well, look at Maker. You have to lock up your Ethereum. So a lot of this supply of 114 million cannot even be accessed because it's locked up in the Ethereum network. And then on top of that, it's also being staked on Ethereum. So now that Ethereum is going to Ethereum 2.0, Ethereum is being staked on the protocol, so that pulls more off the market. And what causes the price of something to go up? Well, when there's excess demand and lower supply, well, that causes more and more people to say, I want this, and it causes the price to spike because there's only so much that can be there. The next thing is the network effect of, or the people that are on Ethereum. This is why it's so huge. It's contagious. So in order for someone to launch a protocol or a project, they're going to go on Ethereum. They aren't going to go on to some no-name cryptocurrency network. I mean, I'm not saying Cardano is not a no-name, but if someone's going to launch a project, they're going to go on Ethereum, not Cardano. But Cardano is helping out with that. I'm not bashing on the Cardano. I do like Cardano. Cardano is a great project. They're actually integrating with Ethereum, so now they can basically interoperate with Ethereum now. So that's how big it is. The other projects are like, how can we make Ethereum more scalable? Not how can we beat Ethereum? How can we do this? How can we do that? How can we top Ethereum? No, it's how can we integrate with Ethereum and how can we match them? On top of that, 70% of the value in tech. So this is an example of how big the network effect is. Apple, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, the hugest companies that we have just of all time in value. Tesla's coming up too. I mean, it's in a huge bubble, but not financial advice, just my opinion. But of the value of all these tech companies, 70% of the value was from the network effect. That's it. Most of the value is coming from the network effect. When everyone's talking about, hey, can you go search that? They don't say, hey, can you go Bing that? Hey, can you go Yahoo that? No, they say, can you Google that? Hey, do you have a MacBook or do you have Mac or Windows or Microsoft? And that's the network effect. When people select a computer, they don't say, "Oh, I'm going to get a Chromebook," or well, Google is defending against that now, but no one says, "Hey, I'm going to go get an HP," or no one says, "I'm going to go get an NVIDIA computer" or something. They say, "No, it's a MacBook or Windows." That's it. Those are the two operating systems that people look at, Apple and Microsoft. And yes, there's tons more, but no one looks at those. And if people are searching online, yeah, there's eBay out there. But other than eBay and Amazon, no one says, well, and Alibaba for the Chinese market, no one says, hey, go to BlipBlop to go buy some shoes, or go to Zappos. Well, Zappos is on the upcoming too, but Amazon is the biggest. Everyone says, go get it on Amazon. Or some people still say eBay because it was one of the first movers. But still, Amazon has the network effect that they're the biggest online retailer, period. And they're buying up people from it. So don't want to beat a dead horse, but you guys get the point. The fourth and final thing that is crazy about this is this new protocol, EIP 1559. What is it? Well, in a nutshell, what it means is Ethereum is becoming deflationary now. So you have the base fee. I'll put a link in the description, not in the description, but at the end of this video explaining it a little better than I would ever do. But mainly what you want to know is there's a base fee that's going to be integrated on top of, or not on top of, but the base fee, like the main miner's fee. So before it was a bidding system. So if I wanted my transaction to go through, I'll put half an ETH on there just to get it through, just to get that ICO or airdrop. But now when I put that half of Ethereum through, well, everyone else is going to be like, oh, well, I only put maybe a fraction of Ethereum, so 0.00001 ETH. That transaction is never going to go through, period. It's not going to go through. It's just a waste of time and a waste of gas on the Ethereum network. So with the base fee, it's basically going to say, okay, well, the transactions are at this rate, so now it's going to be the main, or the base transaction is going to be a minimum at this rate. And in order to make your transaction go through, you have a minimum rate you can go through. And if you want it to go through faster, you can tip the miner. And the miner will be like, oh, okay, well, I'm getting a tip here. I'm going to mine this one first because I get the tip. And the base fee, what happens is this base fee gets burned. So yes, Ethereum does have an inflation rate of 0.5% to 2% every year. But now that this base fee is going to be burned and more people are going to be using Ethereum, more Ethereum is going to be burned. And well, eventually it's going to be to the point, instead of just setting steady where you have inflation and deflation, now it's going to be to the point where inflation can't keep up with the deflation because so many people are using Ethereum and wanting to get in. And it's going to make the token go up in value. And the more people are going to be like, oh no, I'm going to miss out on the run. So more and more people buy Ethereum, causing more Ethereum transactions, and it's a feeding cycle. So those are just my 4 points that I think are basically the game changer for ETH and how they're going to be able to flip Bitcoin. I'll play a video of it now, so let's go and play the explanation of it.
If there's one thing this summer's DeFi boom taught us, it's that the Ethereum gas fee structure needs reform. Although things have calmed down since the summer, rip-off fees and stuck transactions are still a problem for Ethereum users. So much so, a failure to address the problem will only give rival blockchains an edge in stealing market share. The issue comes down to Ethereum's auction transaction pricing mechanism. Under this system, users are encouraged to outbid others to get their transactions mined onto the blockchain quicker. This incentivizes miners to fill new blocks with transactions that make them the most money. As such, the auction system leads to bidding wars of ever-increasing gas fees. Also, the knock-on effect sees low-profit transactions left in the network queue. Core developers are well aware of the problem. Their response is the Ethereum Improvement Proposal (EIP 1559), which looks to tackle the fee mechanism. While prominent figures in the Ethereum community support EIP 1559, it's unclear whether this proposal will make it into production. Especially considering the funding needed, as well as the extensive testing and development work required. This unique situation has no easy answers. Developers can do nothing with it and wait for ETH 2.0 but risk losing market share in the process. Or they can pour resources into implementing EIP 1559, which could delay ETH 2.0 further, only for that work to be invalidated in the future anyway. As mentioned, it's no fun paying over the odds while transactions remain pending. At the more extreme end of this, a Reddit user recently took to the social media platform to share their experience of spending $9,500 for a $120 transaction. Proud Bitcoiner states that they accidentally typed an incorrect amount in the MetaMask gas price field, which led to the overpayment. This experience highlights the lack of controls in place to curb miners' greed. Under EIP 1559, this situation would not happen as the pricing mechanism works by way of a fixed per block network fee. Not an auction system as we have at present. What's more, a fee cap mechanism means users set a maximum price they are willing to pay. This amount covers both the miner's bribe and the block reward fee. Without the implementation of EIP 1559, not only does miners' greed determine blockchain dynamics, but incidents, such as what happened to Proud Bitcoiner, are destined to continue in the future. EIP 1559 also proposes a change to Ethereum's monetary policy. Under this proposal, the burning of the base fee will lower the supply of Ether as a function of its usage. As such, network activity could directly affect Ethereum's price by adding scarcity into the mix. Pentashi commented that this would have a similar effect as Bitcoin's having, but, as he puts it, just without the label. https://twitter.com/pentash1/status/1325845601213440001 without EIP 1559, some would argue that market dynamics would hinder true price discovery. Although the benefits of EIP 1559 are clear, what isn't is how it would operate in conjunction with Ethereum 2.0. More so, if the effort in implementing it is worth the squeeze. The founder of Stealthmail, Evgen Berzin, raised at the point that Ethereum 1.0 is not supposed to be permanent. He said Ethereum, as a proof-of-work blockchain run by mining algorithms, is being phased out. With that in mind, is the work that will go into EIP 1559 a smart use of resources? One thing's for sure, whichever way the Ethereum Foundation leans, a barrage of criticism will come from the opposing camp.
I hope you guys like that video. This is the example of the base fee. You have the base fee, which is the minimum fee. This is burned. So yeah, you have the example of, oh, well, if the base fee is burned, why are the miners going to mine it? Well, the reason why they want to mine it is because, well, they still get those tips. The base fee, this helps control the system to keep people from just overspending. So if someone accidentally puts like a ridiculous amount of gas and not tipping it, well, it's not going to do that to the person and extort the money out of them. Because before it was a bidding system, and you know how it works. Someone could bet $1 million on a piece of chocolate, and when it's really worth $1, and yeah, it'll sell for $1 million because it's in an auction. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button, and thanks for watching. And we'll leave you with let's go ahead and leave it with a wisdom one-liner. Proverbs chapter 25 verses 25. Like cold water to a weary soul is good news from a distant land. I know a lot of times when people are thirsty and they drink, well, when you drink regular water, it's okay. But when you drink that cold water, it's so refreshing. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and hit that bell notification. That way you guys can be ahead of the game every time we make a new video.